3 years ago, World Voices Uganda, through the Mwananchi program, pioneered the Bataka courts, a traditional judicial system, as an alternative to the formal justice system in Kyatelekera and Rutete sub-counties in Kibaale district. Formal judicial systems had become inaccessible due to high costs, corruption, and long time scales to dispense justice. Delayed justice was causing conflicts and mob justice.
Courts which are basically meant to enforce law and order, but by use of the indigenous structures led by the so-called community leaders, locally known as the Bataka. And its form of operation is so informal compared to the other courts. So informal that they don't follow the normal legal procedures, whereby you must open up a case using money, and then you must present so this and this, because for them their formal way of hearing is mainly best. The best witnesses in these courts are the Bataka themselves, the indigenous, the people on the ground, and in most cases the cases are heard on site where they could have arose. So first-hand information is given by people who witness, key eyewitnesses, who you don't have to transport, you don't have to give any out of pocket, but they are there to promote justice. And in most cases biasness is very limited because information is got from first-hand information.
Yusuf Kisembo, a resident of Chitumba A in Kyatelekera sub-county, is one of the beneficiaries.
Nkabano nensonga nomuliraanwa owange abajirwe kibanja kyonka nyarorangu kisemerye kumunyegeera okuba kabafuruyo muramura agutekero wange hanyuma obunyamazire nyagoza genda umwero senye tinyagiyayo nyachwa munyagambo yo kamane nge munyegere mu Bataka kota okuba Bataka kota yakoze kiro baito birarema ndamutwara mwero si hati mwero si hanyuma bwahikire ntagiyeyo Bataka koti unyebatwaliye twatahamu twabimara no murirano yasemere itone twakengangana byaho ati kinyo haru hasaidi yange nkahura nsemeriro muno kurura tutayongizeye msango manye msango na itehura nkahura nsemeriro muno Bataka koti nyagigonza na nyo.
Recently there is a case which they brought at the LC3. It was confusing, and other people were saying refight in the court. I advised to refight to the Bataka court, and this is the Bataka court. They all agreed that okay, if the Bataka court can help us, no problem. Each person accepted. It is a funny case. There is in this area when you have a pig, pig, eh? The female pig, when you want to have pregnancy, you have to take the one who is a male pig. So when it gets pregnant, when this female pig produces, you will give one piglet to the owner of the female pig. So what happened? The owner of the female pig took it to the owner of the male pig. Then it had to go on it, so it got pregnant. In the due course, the owner of the female pig sold it before it produces. This one started demanding, you have sold your pig, you have not paid me, you have to give me a piglet. At the end of the day, because of the pressure, the owner of the female pig sold it, told the person, you kill it, because you are going to take it. It has the case. The man killed it. But in the stomach, there was 8 piglets. So, the case ended there, but this one, one of the male pigs started demanding the piglet. Seriously. They went to the LC1, they failed. They went to LC2, they failed. They took it to LC3. And they were going, now even the LC3 has failed where to begin from. I came there. They had failed totally. So me, I said, who are the people complaining? They told me there. I said, can you allow me? I advise you. Because I look at the case, it was very challenging. They have failed to produce evidence. So what I did, the owner of the female pig and the owner of the male pig, they accepted. We sat together, me and them. I said, now we are 3 people. You have been in LC1, LC2, now you are in LCC. LCC has failed. They're referring you to the court of law. The court of law is going to be expensive for you. I would advise you agree each other so that you can have peace. I gave them an example of an honest person who had a serious conflict with a colleague on just a piglet of 6,500. The case went to Masindi High Court, beginning from the local council 1, 2, 3, 4, grade 1 magistrate here. It went to Masindi grade, to the chief magistrate grade, I think, High Court. Until after 5 years, the magistrate grade, the justice, they referred it to LC1. They had sold the lands, the goats, most of the properties were destroyed because of that case. So the chairman entered the matter, and how they solved the matter is buy a piglet of your colleague who killed it at 6,500 with an attachment of losing all the properties. So they accepted to meet the Bataka court. I called the chairman for the Bataka court. He accepted, said let me call them. He called them. The Bataka court sat. They entered in their issues until this one who was denying that my male pig did not go with the female pig accepted. And this one also said, now what do I do? They said, even if it just goes on it, but he did not get it because he sold it because of a problem, he did it. Can I really share with you? They agreed that they shared what would come out from the piglet, and the case was solved amicably. Everybody went when he was happy. So when I looked at it, I said, now, if this Bataka court was not here, the case would go in the court of law. They begin selling their lands and properties. Even our children wouldn't go to school.
Okuva batulonda wano nga batuteeka ku ntebe eno y'Abataka kooti, abantu wano kyaterekera bali bulungi nnyo kubanga emisango eno yali egenda mu gavumenti nemalayo ennaku nyingi, naye kati ffe wiiki 2 omusango nga tugumaze, wiiki emu omusango nga tukoleki nga tugumaze. Abantu batwenyumiririzamu nnyo kandi tutugenda side
tusala buli mwezi tusobola okufuna emisango eno 5 okuba itwe buli baraza twikaara gonze tubisawo misango tuyija ne twikaara okuba tukumanya buli baraza saa musanju maze kukola emirimu yaitu tuyija hana gombora twikaara emisango ibajiroho nejija batujiroho sawa 11 turuga tugenda tubaza ebindi nemwe byenkurakurana tubaza kiri
nakafwe n'Abataka kooti naye amagezi agalala tugajja mu kooti bututula mu kooti tuulira mulamuzi ng'asala emisango bulungi naye netujjayo amagezi tugambe nti ye omusango guno bagusala bwe gutyo netutugusala bwe tutyo
ebe bakunjwera era maziri kubihura mu katabo kano iri guideline yebani yoleka buli muntu ena kubanza kumwanjura ebitekerezo byakamanya ngo ninjanka kandi ninyowo kandi ngubaza n'abantu ki akakwa katabo kano kasakali mu nsonga nyingi ne akandi kakatuyamba na mu bichweke bikalimu hati umuntu wona musala musango nagaba ababunanga nabo kandi basaliwa musango lero kandi yitu hati umuntu nayinyumiriza mu kukoraki kwangwa.
All residents have a right to participate in court processes with guidance of 7 elected panelists. All panelists have equal opportunities to chair a court session.
Among them, they choose the chairperson of that day. They don't have the specific chairperson. To someone whom the case is reported to is the chairperson of that session. And if one of the two is not certified, that person is very free to move to other offices as we say that they are referred.
After passing judgments, both conflicting parties are asked to assent by assigning the verdict, and when they fail to agree, the case is referred to a higher administrative office like the LC 1, 2, and 3.
This case was within Mubuya Stephen and Munyantoli. They had some disagreements between the land. When they resolved this issue, then Mubuya Stephen did not agree with it. Then they had to write and refer it to me. I called them. Mubuya Stephen did not come. Then I had to write to OC, and even I forwarded the issue to the RDC.
Naffe twagira Bataka koti kubange tuyamba nnyo kubange misango tulina mitono egitutuuramu omuntu bw'aba akayana na mutahi we ne bagenda mu Bataka koti naffe ntimurefalinga mu Bataka koti musooke mugende eri kubanga tewali okusasula sente bya bwerere so bitukonyera nnyo natwe Abataka twagala bagwaba batulise sente kubanga tibazirina oli n'omudeeta mu kooti kutuulaawo kumugamba sasula omutwalo tagulina
kandi arasanga kukyuri na mugenzi we nagamba muyigarukanganemu abakuba Bataka koti nga basanga kiri kintu kikukoraki ekyobumu ekyokuteraniza abantu kutabahukaniza hati nyine kinasangiremu Bataka koti abakuba tukagana mu mbera yakara yabayisingurite ngare bakaba baroho oli yarwanaga na mugenzi we baje Bataka koti nkaba bataraniza hati baba mubumu niyo nikinasangiremu oburundi bunasangiremu
muno kurora kina Bataka koti kizire mu kicyaro cyaitu muno kubeire kubi muno abakazi abafumbo nikibateraniza ebibanja nosanga abantu nibarwanangana n'ebibanja n'ensaro baitito bakutweta ntugena ntbatereza nibatwikirizamu nturora ebintu bitekaine tuli kurungi muno mu nanka ya Bataka koti
kongera abandi babaleze bayambira abantu kumanya obugabe bwabo abantu nibamanya omuntu barabacira omusango ayina obugabe bwe kabe mukazi rundi musaija nokuteraniza enfuzi n'abafakati n'abantu abandi abakusigara nibarorera abana bakuba basigaire ati
when the Bataka courts were introduced, they cherished it as a restoration of their tradition and culture, a respect of their norms, respect of their culture and traditions. Because in most of these cases that have been being resolved by the Bataka courts, resolved by their panel, most of them, you see people who are on the panel, the people who have their daughters-in-law, brothers-in-law, sons-in-law. So they are people who have experienced life. So it becomes very easy for them to advise someone traditionally. They will tell you, no, this is your husband. You wouldn't have done this. Though he was wrong, your reaction was too much. And traditionally, we don't change this. But if you went to the courts of law, your culture is put aside. They tell you, no. You're actually supposed to face the books of law.
Bataka courts work closely with government organizations responsible to keep law and order, like the police and the judiciary.
I'm a criminal investigator of this place here. So the more reductions of crime, that is my success. And if you have to fight a war, there's no only one side. You have to maybe use a gun. Me, I can use even my phone to slap you, so long that I can fight that war. So when you look at the police at these days are focusing on community policy, and this is a part of the community policy. Because the community policy, they are fighting the reductions of the crime. So when you realize that the one voice through Bataka court can reduce the crime, then we have no problem. Then I have to move with that. When there are some petty cases, which I normally see coming to the police, these are cases which are so petty, which is supposed to be handled by clan leader, and because of poor custodial setup. So you find some of these cases are not handled at the initial stage. they just rush to LCLs to police. But when you try to see it, you may find that it's malicious damage of a saucepan. A saucepan worth maybe 2,000.
You see, some of these cases, if not handled properly, can become bigger cases. So the Bataka court provides an alternative. We see it may not be viable to prosecute somebody on a case where he quarreled with maybe a brother or children and see that he needs counseling, or they can settle the matter and handle it out of. Actually, I'm not supposed to spend time running up and down solving smaller issues that can be handled in the community. So I'm supposed to handle issues which are big in nature, criminal. Maybe I should be spending a lot of time following up thugs or following up government programs. Yeah.
Good idea that has been brought to Kibaale, the Bataka courts. Actually, Kibaale is one of the societies and one of the districts in our country which is very big, because I cover Kibaale and also Agadi. It is one of the biggest. It comes up to Kakumi Road. And our courts have not been able to reach the villages like Chatarekera, Rutete. The distance is actually very far. So the meaning of access to justice is actually brought fully in its context and in its usage by the Bataka courts. What do I mean by access to justice? Is it just the distance? No. What about the costs, affordability of that? What about the speedy and timely decisions made by the opinion leaders and the elders? Judgments are achieved easily. It does not take you a day to go and write a judgment in a Bataka court. And it's just for there and then, timely judgments are made. And it then delivers what they call a win-win situation. It is not where somebody is punished, like in our formal justice system. We step on the toe of one and another succeeds.
Local councils in areas where the Bataka courts are operating have adopted the system and support it in various ways to maintain its sustainability.
When we are making a budget, what they call annual work plan, and approving, there is what we call welfare. That welfare budget line works in the office of the sub-county chief to buy stationaries, buy everything, to see that the office is running smoothly. So through that, on that small amount of money that is given to the welfare department, when we buy stationaries, we share with those two.
That to be expanded to other sub-counties, because currently it's serving around 7 or 8 sub-counties in one side, and there are 5 counties here. You may think it has done something, yet when you go now decide, nobody knows about it.
Yeah.